Right, so in step 2, we created our lovely assignments based on these different learning activity types. And now here in step 3, we're going to create a bunch of grade items to fill up these categories. Notice here in the notes that Brightspace is throwing us a little bit of shade, saying that our math isn't quite right, but no worries, we'll get that fixed soon. So there are many different grade item types. I'm kind of boring. I always just go for numeric, but there are different choices you can make. It's really important to use the short name. The gradebook can be a very large, long spreadsheet that you scroll through endlessly, so the short names are really handy. Here's our crucial choice here, popping it into the right category. And I'm going to give it 40 points. I like in my rubrics, the rubric that'll go with this assignment, each individual KTCA category that I look at has 10 marks each, so I like to make assignments out of 40. And the weight of this particular piece, it's pretty big, but it's early, so I'm going to make it out of 20. And the scheme, it's going to show as a percentage. That's the default. That's fine. I'm going to add my rubrics over in the assignment tool itself, and I'm going to save and new. So numeric, and then I'm going to pop in my assignment placeholder for Unit 2. Give this a full name later. So there's my Unit 2 assignment, and again, it's in my assignments category. It's kind of boring to watch. I'll just scoot through that. So now that I've got all my assignment grade items in, you can see that Brightspace is very happy with me now. Notice I've lost the little corrective note around assignments because here each of my assignments is worth 40 points. Again, with my KTCA rubrics, that works out swimmingly. But with the weight, my later assignments are a bit heavier. The earlier, the Unit 1, Unit 2 are a bit lighter, and in total, they add up to 30, 60, 80, 100. So they add up to 100. So that gets rid of that little note. I'm just going to do the same thing for discussions and quizzes. Okay, so I've finished creating all of my grades items. Brightspace still says my math is off. Let's take a look at quizzes. Yeah, I've got one that's wrong here. I'm just thinking about it. My quizzes, my students kind of mock me for this. They're more like tests or quests, 60 marks each. So that weighting seems a little bit off. Let's take a look at all of the numbers. We can go and click this, select everything, and click bulk edit. And now this is kind of, it's like a spreadsheet view of all of my items and categories. I like my assignments, they're fine. I think the discussions should be maybe not so high. And these tests should be similar to the assignments. That adds up to 100. Oh, that one doesn't. And save and close. And if want to change anything else, I can pop in here at any time and do some editing. Right, so the little passive-aggressive notes are all gone, and it means everything's laid out correctly, but notice this huge blank column, association. That's on to step 4. That's when we take our assignments wherever they live in Brightspace, activities. That's where we take our activities, whether they're assignments, discussions, or quizzes, and we connect them to the item in our gradebook. It's called an association, and that means when we mark it using our Brightspace tools, then we don't have to do any data entry. That mark just flows automatically into Brightspace. So on to step 4 to set those up.